The session requires 10 players who are broken into 2 groups of 5. One group is placed in the blue area, whilst one group is placed in the yellow area. There must be a player at each of the cones with 2 players on the cone with the ball. Players are asked to play the ball around the outside of the square in 2 touches. The coach stops the practice to talk to the players. He explains that he wants the players' first touch to be tighter, so not to close the space between themselves and the target player.
Then you can still play that pass.
The coach steps in to progress the session. Players are now required to check their shoulders. This should be done after the pass and before the first touch. The coach explains that this helps improve decision making, game awareness and visual awareness. The coach now asks the players to play in the opposite direction. He explains that the players must get used to checking over both shoulders. All players are now asked to wear a red coloured and yellow coloured glove. All actions must take place after the strike of the ball and before the touch. The player to the right of the player receiving the ball must place either of their hands in the air as the ball is in transition. As the ball is in transition, the receiving player must check their shoulder and call out the corresponding colour glove held up. The coach now explains that to be a top-level player, you must have quick feet and a quick brain. The coach now challenges the players to perform physical activities based on their visual awareness. As before, when the ball is transitioning from passer to receiver, the player to their right must hold up a hand. The receiving player must check their shoulder, call out the colour they see, and tap the corresponding glove to the opposite instep of the foot before controlling the ball.
So you spot the colour, you call out the colour, you touch the inside of the opposite foot with that hand. So if it's red, red hand to the opposite foot. If it's yellow, yellow hand to the opposite foot, all before your first touch. All out, nice and loud. Hand to try and get in there. Hand to opposite foot, remember, hand to opposite foot. Don't kill the space. Hand to opposite foot. Left hand goes.
The coach now asks the players to perform a more complex series of actions before their first touch. Players are required to perform actions in the following sequence. Check their shoulder and spot the coloured glove. Call out the coloured glove. Clap their hands twice. Touch the correct foot with the corresponding coloured hand. All after the pass and before the touch. Players are still required to spot the colour, call out the colour, clap twice, tap the correct coloured glove on the opposite foot, all after the pass and before the touch. If the player sees a red glove, they must change the direction of the ball and play back to where the ball came from. If the player sees a yellow glove, they must continue in the same pattern. The coach emphasises the importance of moving quickly between the cones, as you may be required at any time. The coach now adds an additional signal. If the player holds up both hands, the receiving player must play a diagonal ball across the centre of their square. The coach explains that when diagonally switching, you must be aware of the player in the centre of the area. You must take your touch to create a passing lane and be quick and accurate.